Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be speaking about Unit 4.4.1, the role of market research. We're getting into a new unit, 4.4, market research, and we're going to talk about its role today. Let's get into the definition. Now that is some serious definition. But the definition of market research is marketing activities designed to discover the opinions, beliefs, and preferences of potential and existing customers. So basically, what do your customers want? What are they desiring? What are they looking for in your organization? Now, there are two ways that you can do this type of research, and that is through ad hoc research or continuous research. Ad hoc research is doing it as and when necessary. It's doing it maybe when you release a new product or when you figure out that there's problems with your product. You're trying to figure out what the customer is saying about your product at a certain time in a certain place. And continuous research is on a regular and ongoing basis. So this is a little more expensive and it's not as focused necessarily, but it is helpful in the way that you always know what's going on in your market, and hopefully you can be responding to that constantly and making sure that you are always meeting the customer's needs. Now, why do market research? What's the point of it? Well, first of all, it gives you up-to-date information. When you do the market research, hopefully they'll tell you how your market is acting at the time, and you can respond to that appropriately by improving your marketing strategies. Improving your marketing strategies is important because you should always be assessing what you're doing and making sure that you are doing it right. You also want to assess customers' reactions. Customers' reactions to products is very important to know whether they're going to buy your product or not, or how you can market it differently so that you can make sure that people want to buy your product. You can also judge customer reactions to your rival products and start to understand rival tactics a little bit better. Rival tactics are important to know so that you can either try and do something different than them and try and differentiate yourself from them, or maybe you can follow in their footsteps and try and do what they're doing and maybe even do it better so that you can hopefully keep up and be the leader in your market. Finally, market research is important for trying to predict the future. Hopefully with market research, you learn something you didn't know before, and you're able to use this information to learn something about the future and learn something about how you should be acting and preparing for the future. Market research is very helpful because it can answer questions such as, are customers likely to buy the product? Which is obviously very important because you want people to buy your product so that you can make money. Which market segments are interested in the product? And this is important so that you can know who you're trying to sell to. How much are customers willing to pay? And this is important because this decides how much profit you make. If you sell lots of products for cheap prices, you could potentially make a higher profit than if you sold less products for a higher price. Or if the price is high enough, as long as you sell a few, you can still make a profit. Another question is, how often are they likely to purchase a product? For example, a coffee or fast food burger is going to be purchased many times a day. Figuring out how many are actually served daily will make a big difference in how you sell your product and what you price it at than maybe if you sold a car, which hopefully doesn't have to be sold very often, or a house, for example. Next question is, which brands do customers see as being rivals to the marketed product? So if you know who your rivals are, you can hopefully know how you can compete with them better. Also, what are the preferred or most effective methods of promotion? This is especially important in market segmentation groups so that you can understand how your specific market reacts to each promotion and decide how best to market towards them. Finally, where and how should the products be sold? Market research helps reduce risk. Reducing risk is very important, but it can come at a price. Market research can be very expensive, but often it is worth it so that you don't make a big mistake. And there you have it, the role of marketing research.